Denver Broncos Mile High View, no commercials, no bullshit. Denver Broncos most comprehensive and accurate Broncos channel. Hey, V is for victory, right? V is for victory. You turn V upside down, you get Delta. You get Delta. The House of Orange, Delta as in Delta Force, deadly force. The House of Orange has been delted, has been killed. Fork in it, it is done. And there's no coming back from the dead, I don't see in sight. So in this show, you're gonna talk about stuff, but I want people to know that I just got done breaking film down, and I specifically targeted the third downs, all the third downs, and there's a host of problems. They're all different and unique each third down. So if you stick with it, I'd like, get my take on the film that because here at this platform, we're very comprehensive. And unlike, I could say that on third down, yeah, they suck, but I'm going to explain exactly why they suck, what happened, what the film, and I encourage everybody to look at the film. We'll get into that. Give me your take. This is kind of a post-game Ravens pregame Chiefs, I guess you could say.
So my reaction to the Ravens game, and I thought the video that you did was very comprehensive and very, very well thought out in what you said. Both of these offenses that we saw this past Sunday both suck. I mean, you got the Ravens, and I'll talk about the Ravens, and, I'll talk about the Broncos. That's what we are here. But Ravens specifically, to all the Raven fans, man, you guys better figure out what type of identity you want to run on the offensive side of the ball. I don't care if it's a power run scheme, a spread it out team, a West Coast zone run team. It really doesn't matter. You guys better find some identity on that offensive side of the ball. I think what Lamar Jackson is suffering from is a little bit of what we saw from Robert Griffin III, Colin Kaepernick, and all the above. That style of play only lasts a few years. It won't last you on for decades and decades and decades, a la Tom Brady. When it comes to Lamar Jackson, I said in my film review on BitChute, and I'm surprised that they didn't take it down on YouTube. It's also on my YouTube, Shout at Me and Scouting. I said that Lamar Jackson is a very inaccurate quarterback, number one, and he holds onto the ball way too long for my liking. That's my personal opinion. That's what I saw on the All 22 film. I encourage everyone to go get it. It's actually a valuable resource, unlike the ghost stats that these Jim Jones type people, great analogy, by the way.
Drinkers. Yes.
Yep, that like to provide you guys. But circling back to the Ravens offense, they had no problem against this top 2-3 defense in the last drive going down the field. And they didn't have...
I want to stop you just there because I got a comment said, wow, you're going to really blame the defense? And it's like they had 2 interceptions. Okay, they got an arm punt. Yay. And then they had probably one of the worst quarterbacks that week who, give him credit. I mean, he's a backup who hasn't even probably taken a snap. He knew he made the most boneheaded. There was, a direct throw to a guy that the commenter himself could have made that catch. I mean, it was just lightly and tossed over to him. And yeah, I say wow because this is probably one of the worst offenses the Denver Broncos played. And when they weren't killing themselves, now this is the takeaway. When an offense that's that bad just wasn't actually beating themselves for the first time, the Broncos defense could not stop them. And what was it at the very end, the touchdown by the Ravens? What did the Mr. INT do for the Denver Broncos on that touchdown play for the Ravens? That would be Justin Simmons. What did he do?
Well, let's start off with the play, and then we will go back to Simmons. So they did a what was it, a quarterback sneak on the right side of the offensive line, right at Simmons' direction. They do a quarterback sneak on the right side, and Justin Simmons is just standing there. And that's tough.
Doesn't bother to make a play when it really you need him to actually make the play, not have a gift given to him, but actually be a player and make a play.
Yep, a la the other safeties in the league that I've mentioned for years and weeks now. Like I said, this game was the definition of the Colts game, but a lot worse. I mean, I think this was a worse offense than what we saw from the Colts game. I mean, dude, it was
absolutely. It was beating they were beating themselves constantly in this
like
game.
The second interception from Justin Simmons when they do the backfield and then they just threw it in the end zone and
it's an arm punt. It's an arm punt.
Yeah, and then there's Justin Simmons not having to do much, just catch the ball, and he caught the ball.
Well, I didn't give him credit. He actually was, for once, he was finally where he was supposed to be. I guess you got to give him credit for actually doing his job, being where unlike the other times they lost, their defense blew it.
Yes, correct. I fully agree with you on that assessment. I thought coming into this game, I thought the strength for the Ravens would be running the football. And when they actually stuck to running the football, they had success, a la the Panthers, a la the Raiders, a la even the Colts when they stuck to it, but they barely did. This Ravens team, man, they're lucky to be 8-4 right now because I just don't think they have enough firepower to go far in the playoffs. If they're going to continue to put out this garbage on the offensive side of the ball, it's going to be tough sailing for this Ravens offense. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. And
I got something I really want to say. The reason why there's a couple of reasons why I titled this to poke the Raven fan a little bit. Number one, I needed them to actually say what nobody wants to listen to us say, where the Raven fan actually comes out, either smart aleckly or not, but it says this: you're right. This offense is pathetic, but guess what? When they finally weren't beating themselves, your number 2 defense didn't even stand a chance against them. Meaning, this whole narrative is just a house of cards. And here's the second thing, picking on the Ravens. You have good Raven fans that this is not acceptable football to them either. I want to make this is bigger than the Ravens or Broncos. What I'm trying to say is what I've noticed this season, as bad as the Broncos are offensively, I only see like 3 degrees of separation between them and everybody, a lot of everybody else. The product, the NFL product, it just sucks. It just, other than a handful of teams, overall the product sucks. I mean, this isn't Ravens football we're accustomed to, Broncos football we're accustomed to. You have also teams that disrespect the Broncos so much, rightfully so. And I said this before. What were the Ravens doing even with their backup? They were experimenting. That arm punt they were, playing plays that, it's almost like they're having a scrimmage with the Broncos. Like we don't, and now, even when we go to Kansas City, is Kansas City really going to put their bet? I mean, are they going to put 50, or are they going to also try to experiment, work on things for other games against with the Broncos? Yeah. We'll throw a touchdown. We'll march down with no problem. We'll score a touchdown the first half. We'll do all these experiments. Then in the second half, we'll go down when we want to and score on the Broncos, no problem. And then we'll run more experiments, things that we're working on. Haven't you noticed that with the teams the Broncos play?
Yeah, and they still win. That's the funny. That's
Well,
the funny part of the whole thing. They still win these games, even when they're experimenting. Like what we saw from the 49ers, what we saw from the Texans, what we saw from Seattle in the second half. It's just you're right. The NFL product isn't very good right now, and I've told you this off air multiple times. That's why my investment is so high on the high school side of things and the college side of things, because I just feel like the product is better on that side of the fence more than the NFL. The NFL reminds me a lot of the NBA, where you have a handful of teams that are good and then the rest is just crap. And, that's not going to be a sustainable success going in the long term. And, going back to this game, I want to talk about the Ravens defense because I talked about their offense. I thought the Ravens defense played very, very well in this game. Outside of a few soft zones, I thought they held their own. Now, again, they're going against another bad offense in the Denver Broncos who can't get their shit together to save their ass. But again, you saw a defense that was more well-rounded than the Denver Broncos. I told you, I said going into this game, I said that these linebackers, a la Roquan Smith, was going to be a major problem in the middle. They couldn't throw in the middle in that game, and that's because of Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. Also, I said that this defensive front was going to be a problem, especially in the pass rushing phase, where they're going to put that.
I disagree about the pass rushing phase. I'm going to go over these third downs with you. Where I thought the offensive line for the Broncos really screwed the pooch was in the running game. They just by the time this towards the end of the first half and into the second, man, they just shut the running. I mean, they shut it down. Because you brought that up in your film review that this cannot. They were having success in the first early to mid part of the first half, but
the Ravens made adjustments on that defensive front. And also, I want to bring up this guy, and this guy actually had a very good unsung hero game. Travis Jones. I mean, I was a big fan of Travis Jones coming out of UConn. He plays for the Ravens. He was, dude, it's just frustrating, man.
You tell everybody what position he is.
He's an interior defensive lineman for the Baltimore Ravens. And before my channel got taken down, I did a film review on Travis Jones, and I had Mile High Huddle and all these people laugh at me. I even had Mile High Huddle scout come out and laugh in my face that I wanted Travis Jones, and he balled out. Yeah, he might have not had the pass rushing stats, but if you look at his run defense impact, it was phenomenal. It was better than DJ Jones on the opposite side of the field, and I love DJ Jones. But again, look what Travis Jones walked into. He walked into a defensive line room that had some veterans, had some proven commodities, and DJ Jones walked into a defensive line room with Draymond Jones, who didn't do anything in this game again.
No, it did nothing.
Absolutely.
So speaking of which, should I get into the what happened with the Broncos offense where third and Hackett brought it up was third down inefficiencies. I'd like to go through the play-by-play. I almost go through the whole thing. First series, drives to Ravens 33, 3rd and 5 design run that is stuffed. Only threw the ball 2 times on that series. Only threw the ball 2 times. So here, this is what I want to say about that one. It's 3rd and 5, and you must not have confidence. This is the first third down on the first series, first time. They're driving down there. Ravens haven't made their adjustments. The Broncos are running the ball very well. And I understand it's 3rd and 5, but you still need to throw it at that time. You need to they had 2 passes. All of it was run. But at this time, you must not have confidence in those receivers and that quarterback if it's 3rd and 5 and that run was just stuffed. It didn't go anywhere. So second series, A 3rd and 1. Can't convert because up front you do not have the player personnel to convert. That was a running. It was a 3rd and 1. There's your Travis Jones that everybody laughed at, right? Taking care of business right there. Mile high huddle, by the way. Punt in. Third series. 3rd and 5. Now, Wilson has a clean. They're finally going to throw the ball. Wilson does have a really clean pocket, and Wilson does not survey field with all that time. That I thought the offensive line actually did a good job with pass blocking. I mean, this pocket was perfect. And he locks on to the left side of the field and he doesn't survey the field and missed opportunity to hit Sutton beyond down marker. Tight fit, right? Sutton does need to sit. He needs to settle it down a bit. But had he turned, and the ball would have been there, they would have got a first down. Because, like you said, there's softness there. And but the ball should have been delivered. Receiver turning. I think it may have been a dump off or something, but he misses it. Okay. Punt. 4th series. Design flaw. Excellent protection. Now I want to talk about Dulcich for a minute and the receiver and coaching. Excellent protection. Dulcich does not continue route. This one needs explaining. Behind his wide receiver, who, along with the Ravens DB, is blocking the assigned safety. So, you got Dulcich coming. He should be blocking out that safety. Keep on going. Now, here's the thing with Dulcich I want to explain. I noticed. I'm a receiver. I'm looking. This is the forward progress is this way, forward progress. And Dulcich just has this thing about himself, but I also think it's coaching. I don't think it's strictly all on him. When you're a receiver, you're facing forward progress. What Dulcich will do, the center is this way, the sideline is this way, right? Dulcich on some of these throws will literally turn his back or all the way around. I don't know why he does that on each side, turning his back and his body all the way around, away from forward progress. And those plays just got shut down and stuff. What he needs to do is, like everybody else, turn towards the center, turn towards with the shoulder towards forward progress. He's the only receiver that does that. Now, some of this, like this play, when your offensive line isn't very good, you want to speed things up. That play shouldn't have been sped up. They should have let that play to where he follows that receivers going and taking the DB with him. And Dulcich comes like this, blocking that safety so he can get that first down, running to that marker. He ran to the line of scrimmage, turned around backwards, literally backwards like he does, and it just got shut down at the line of scrimmage. The play design, I guess maybe because the offensive line hasn't been playing good, they have to figure they have to get the playoff. Dulcich turning his body around, which makes no sense at all. Okay, so what the end result is punt again. Okay, punt again. Now we go back. This is the 5th series. Dulcich again. Quick throw screen. That one got tipped. Remember the tip ball? But the problem is, again, Dulcich turns his body like completely around with his back to the forward progress instead of the other way towards the center, waiting for the ball. Get the ball. So even if it hadn't got tipped, Dulcich turning his body the wrong way, it wouldn't have went anywhere anyway. And that was a 3rd, and it was the next one. It was the 6th series, 3rd and 8. Second half comes around. The clamps are coming down. Broncos O-line can't move the ball on the ground. But they give, this is after this is second half, give Wilson plenty of time. Again, Wilson doesn't give it a hit and becomes open. I remember this is it. Wilson does not make when he's making adjustments in the pocket, he does not have good footwork because Hinton is down like 13, 15 yards downfield. It's a first down. but because he doesn't put his feet in the right position, he has to throw the dump off. So I'm just saying, all these things, they're little things that add up. And then I was short field, boneheaded throw by the Ravens quarterback. And again, it's just a dump off after the Ravens clamped down on the running, 3rd and 10. So their third downs became much more longer than they were in the first half. And either Wilson's not going to read the pocket, or Dulcich has got his body turned around, play design's all screwed up. So that's why they're not doing any. I mean, I could sit here and say they suck, but I'm just giving you a play-by-play of why their third downs broke down on them. They got a lot of work to do. And again, you got 50 cooks in the kitchen. And this segues into you hear fans, fire the coach. 7 years of fire the coach. And yet the front office remains the biggest problem in the whole thing. You're going to trust the same front office getting the guy you all wanted, Hackett. You all saw you wanted him. You said we were nuts. We were crazy. This man didn't know what he was talking about when he said he didn't call plays. In Green Bay, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. They don't know anything. When you're a film junkie and not a stat junkie, it opens up many, many doors. And this team has front office issues. And I can see it on the field after 7 years, and nothing's going to ever change until that's the first step that needs to be done. Then maybe you can start talking about GMs who talk about identities, who get coaches who talk about, how to get scouting around that identity, how to develop. Who are you developing? There's somebody out there, I'm not going to say who, but it doesn't matter because they're probably all just saying the same thing. You develop. They're taking our talking points, but they're taking them out of context. You can't have development until the top is squared away and it starts trickling down from there. I guess that's my run on that.
Well, I will piggyback off of what you said about. I'm going to talk about the third down for the Denver Broncos, and I'm going to segue back into this original point that you just said because I really want to talk about that point. But let's go back to the Broncos' third down woes on offense. And I was working. Okay, I never get a day off. When we were watching the game, me and you were watching the game. I was watching it. I was probably a series behind you, and it makes no sense from a play calling standpoint when you're going to do a jet sweep on a 3rd and 5. It doesn't make any sense when you're doing a Texas route on a 3rd and 10. This is what I'm talking about. I don't mind doing a Texas route on a 3rd and 10, on a 2nd and 10. That gives you a little bit of a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Then you can do whatever you want. But again, what have we said over the past few years about this? I'm getting really sick and tired of no one holding this receiver coach accountable because you guys got rid of Curtis Motkins, who I think was a better coach than Zach Ghazzani. And again, here we go again with the pumping of the Kool-Aid with Cortland Sutton. Again, I'm getting really sick and tired of it.
Dropsy-doodle Sutton now. It's Dropsy-doodle
Sutton. Who stops on routes, who can't run block. Same with the other receivers on this team. I mean, you want to talk about Greg Dulcich. I saw Isaiah Likely, when given the opportunity, he looked a lot better than Greg Dulcich did. And I wanted Likely, and you could have got him as an undrafted free agent or in the 7th round. And again,
like you said, Jones.
I liked Tyler. All 3 guys that I liked in the draft are on the Ravens. It's Tyler Lindenbaum on the offensive line, who I thought was the best offensive lineman for that team today, last game. Travis Jones and Isaiah Likely. not to attack Greg Dulcich or anything, but I've seen the problems I saw come out of college out of UCLA. I've seen it. I'm not going to talk about Greg Dulcich because I've already talked about him many, many, many times. And
So why is he getting so much playing time over all those other tight ends? Why is he getting so much? Why?
Albert O.
Because he is a what pick?
He's an Elway pick.
Yeah, who's sitting shotgun there during the Dolce? Yeah, he's an Elway pick.
Elway. And Sauber, I mean, when given the opportunity, he's a damn good tight end. Maybe he doesn't have the physical attributes, but my God, he's more consistent than what we have on the roster.
More fluid.
Well, I would say more consistent and fluid. But, we could talk about that all day. But again, you talked about Russell Wilson. I never wanted Russell Wilson. I thought if you would have stuck with Teddy Bridgewater and built around Teddy Bridgewater, you would have been perfectly fine. And I thought
I see a name. Oh, a name. Oh, that's building. That's what building is for the Broncos. But go ahead.
We can't have that. We can't have that. I thought.
Seattle has it.
Yeah, well, of course they have it because they fleeced the Broncos in one of the worst trades in NFL history.
Who did they actually fleece? Who did they really fleece?
Elway.
John, I need a name. Name. Oh, bring a name in. Oh, it'll all be just like Manning.
Yeah. This 22 Broncos roster is comparable to the 2012 Denver Broncos.
These clowns just never end.
Look how that has turned out, Locked On Broncos, when you were spewing that crap. But anyway, I thought that Teddy Bridgewater read the field better than Russell Wilson did, and he had better footwork. And on top of that, I'm going to say it. I think Russell Wilson is. I think he is a one-read quarterback who you need to have a system in place that he has everything working on all cylinders for. Okay, his footwork sucks. His field vision sucks. His improvising sucks. He is not a go through the reads quarterback. He's not a guy that will take the easy passes. He holds on to the. He is one of the worst quarterbacks in holding on to the ball too long. And you thought Lamar Jackson was bad? Just look at Russell Wilson on how bad he is.
Well, that's why I said he has Russell Wilson-itis.
Exactly, and that's a great point. Now I'm going to circle back to what you said about this, about these fans, pumping out the fire Nathaniel Hackett train. And I'm not gonna say anything about this person, but you talk about energy, right? You guys wanted this. This is all your guys' creation. Elway, this is your creation. You wanted energy. I don't want to hear from anybody who was on that Kool-Aid bandwagon train that, we want to do development. It's much bigger than development, ladies and gentlemen. And the people that are twisting it are the exact same people that said that this team would go to the playoffs or go to 3 to 5 Super Bowls minimum. So I don't want to hear from any of those. I don't want to hear from any of those people. This is why I don't engage with mental midget morons.
Taking our talking points.
That's how bad it's been.
From before the season even started, we gave these talking points. We made these points. Oh, those two guys. Oh, they don't know anything. And just so you know, people out there, there's only 3 people that got this thing right. That's that man there, this man here, and Rich Eisen. That said, pump the brakes on this whole Bronco bill of goods. Go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right. I don't want to hear that. Oh, we need to go get a head coach. What established head coach would come here?
What? To this front office.
Scott Frost?
Yeah, no.
Scott Frost, perfect hire.
Scott Frost.
Yeah, Scott Frost is my pick to become the next Broncos head coach because that's
he'll bring energy. He'll bring the new energy.
No, yeah, he'll say, yeah, exactly.
Energy 3.0. We had energy with Vance Joseph, right?
Yeah, we had energy with Nathaniel Hackett. Now we'll have energy
3.0 had Nathaniel Hackett. Yeah, now we'll get energy 3.0. That'll solve everything.
Who said this offseason that Nathaniel Hackett is a Vance Joseph 2.0 clone? Okay,
let me. Why is he a Vance Joseph 2.0?
From the guy upstairs who doesn't exist, apparently.
Yeah,
right?
that has the biggest office and is just an outsider with the biggest office inside.
You know,
I wonder
it's
what
funny.
would happen if we got rid of all that. I just wonder what would happen.
You
I
probably
wonder
would've-
if they could actually start making some progress. I just don't know.
You know, in my opinion. And also, I want to say this too. You know, you guys talk about player development and getting an established player in this year's draft. You know, it's not about getting an established player in this year's draft. It's how you develop that player in a system that fits his strengths.
Where is he? Yeah,
That's
where
what
is that player coming into? What is he coming into?
crap. And again, I just want to say this: you guys crap on the. You guys say, well, you guys are comparing the Broncos to the old Lions. Here's why: because the Lions now have an identity on both sides of the ball and in that organization from the top down. They know the system they want to run, and they're getting players to cater to that system that fit their strengths. I mean,
Yeah,
dude,
Freaky Friday. It's Freaky Friday. What they did is they swapped. The Broncos are now the Lions. Basically, they got identity, a purpose, grit, all that, hard work, roll up the sleeves, no PR bullshit telling players how great they are. You know, getting it done the hard way versus now, oh, you guys are the greatest. You're going this and that. And we're horrible. We're like the old Lions, exactly like the old Lions. Worse, actually.
We're going to be 3-10 by the end of by Sunday. By the end of the
It'll
Sunday,
you can
and I'm
get
going to now. I want to talk about this Chiefs game because we already talked about the bullshit and the nonsense. I don't want to give these fans any more recognition that they don't deserve it. Let me just say this. You say that, you know, they can experiment. Yes, I could see that happening, but dude, what did we hear all offseason from Justin Simmons and Russell Wilson? That we were going to dethrone the Chiefs. You don't think that the Chiefs are going to come in with a chip on their shoulder and stick it to Elway, Justin Simmons, and Russell Wilson?
I don't know. I mean, what?
Dude,
I would hope.
You know what? I have a
yes, I would hope that. Yes, I would hope that.
I have a conspiracy theory. This was supposed to be a what was it, Monday night football game, and they fluxed it out like we said would. I wonder if they flux it out because this is going to be an ass whooping. I wonder if that's why they flexed it out, because the Broncos don't want to be embarrassed on national television where the whole world sees. I just have that feeling that they flexed that game out because the Broncos could get their ass kicked again. Maybe it's just a conspiracy theory.
Well,
but I'm just saying
why. But I mean, I'll even go and expand on that. Of course, that's why. The fact is they don't want people to have to suffer through that. You know, I understand. Whether, you know, like I said, I would like to see, as much as I don't like the Chiefs, I don't like what this front office represents. And
exactly.
For that reason, I would like to see the Chiefs stick it to Elway and show everybody where this defense really is in reality versus, you know, when all these teams come and do all this experimenting and off schedule bullshit, you got a team that just sticks to what they do and just relentlessly just throttles down on them, you know, on this. And we also know that this offense, of course, we're not making excuses for the offense. We know it can't do anything. I just gave you the third down breakdown. So, yeah, they can't. It's a horrible product. It's a horrible product. Produced by
the NFL. The NFL is a horrible product.
The
again,
NFL it's a horrible product.
And the Denver Broncos are just a part of that horrible product syndrome. And again, I'm getting this defense. This defense is not a top 5 defense. I don't care what the ghost stats, Kool-Aid drinking Jim Jones people want to tell you. It's not a top 5 defense. I mean, the defensive line is one of the worst in the league. This linebacking core is one of the worst. I think it's the worst in the league. Singleton, Josie Jewell. You know, both safeties struggled in this game. I'm not going to let Kareem Jackson off the hook. He struggled this year, and I think that's a byproduct of him just getting older. And the corners, I mean, Surtain again. How many times do I have to see on the
Champ
film?
Bailey, I know. Champ Bailey,
Oh,
2-0.
yeah. Locked On Broncos, for you saying that, you should be ashamed of yourself. And Champ Bailey
Locked
should
On
automatically.
don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. The only thing that they care about is they get their mac and cheese and their parking pass to a crappy team. That's all that matters to them. They're not trying to make this team better. I just want to say this real quick. Yes, we bitch a lot, but we've given solutions a lot more than these other people have. All these people do is blow sunshine and rainbows up everybody's ass. And it's the next big thing. It's this. Well, we've actually said this is what needs to get done before anything ever is going to. And that's where the crux of our, when I was getting comments, you seem bitter. Yes. I said, it's healthy bitterness, 7 years in the making, but go ahead.
No, you have every right to be bitter because we've seen the same byproduct for the past 7-8 years. And I'm getting sick and tired of this also excuse of, well, it's only 7-8 years. Teams have struggled for more than that. You do realize we're going down that road, right?
Oh, big time. Big time. And then some.
Yeah, and then some, right? You do realize we're going down that road. I mean, right? We are the reason why I say this is the worst ran organization in the league is because all the PR spin that this team provides out there, saying that we were Russell Wilson away. I've heard that for 7 years now, 8 years now. I've heard that we were a quarterback away for 8 years. This defense is strong. This defense ain't no strong. This defense ain't the 2015 Broncos, even the 2016 defense. We still had byproduct pieces there. I don't want to hear anything about this team being a quarterback away anymore. I don't want to hear anything about this team that we're just a one player away anymore. I don't want to go after retread free agencies. Where's Randy Gregory? Where's Billy Turner? Where's all these free agents that Elway brought in? They're on the hot tub.
In the hot tub time.
Yeah, they're in the hot tub again, just like we saw. And you know what? This offseason,
five Super Bowls minimum. This is it. 3 to 5 years.
Hear any more Super Bowl playoff hopes? I don't want to hear any of that. If I start hearing that, it's just going to be the same old clock, wash, rinse, repeat routine we've been. This will go on for the 9th year in a row now. So again,
I got to add something. I said that this team's about there's 3 degrees of separation between the teams we've played and the Broncos. Had the Broncos won, let's say 8 games, 9 games, let's say 9 games, I still don't see this team any different with 9 wins than they are now.
I agree. And this team is worse. That's how bad it is. And who was the person that said, who was hearing stuff coming out of OTAs and was warning you folks? What were they saying out of OTAs?
Oh my God! Oh God! Oh dear! Oh no! Oh fuck!
And that's why we were complaining in the preseason. That's why we complained. What we saw from the joint practice with the Cowboys, we saw things little by little. That's why they didn't play their starters against the Bills, because they knew the cat would get out of the bag. I don't want to hear it anymore. The excuses are done. You guys have had your reign. You guys got your $250 million man who did not want to come here.
No, he didn't. He did not. He did not want to come here. And
now he's seeing what and dude.
Are you sure that's where? Are you sure you want to do that? You sure you want to do that? Oh, fuck yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah. Because they fleeced Elway. They fleeced Elway for all his worth. And
that's not hard to do. That's not hard to do for the guy. Oh my God, I can't get Aaron Rodgers. Oh no. Yeah.
And who was the person that was saying they panicked when they did? And who was the one person that was saying that they weren't going to get Aaron Rodgers during the draft? This guy right here, because I knew that report was bullshit.
Who's putting it out both to Schefter and to what's his face, Mr. Turd Polish?
Schefter.
No, who was sending it out to Schefter and to Mark?
Elway.
Yes, that's the source. Of course, it was the source.
You have the thing that we did last week with the Cowboys and Dan Quinn. Who was the one that was tapping out, paying on? You think Dan Quinn wants to come here? No. You think Dan Quinn wants to come here? No. He's probably going to stay in Dallas. He has a better situation down there with that defense?
Oh yeah, fuck no, I ain't coming down there.
Do they
No.
miss Randy Gregory at all?
What?
Do they miss Randy Gregory? Who does? Who misses Randy
Oh.
Gregory? You paid 5 years, $70 million. That's how bad this is. That's how bad this organization is, because you didn't do the necessary steps before you got Russell Wilson to look like the Chiefs, to look like the Bills, to some degree, to look like all these handful of teams at the top of their conference.
Now?
Yeah, I just I'm to the point where I'm done with the excuses. And let me just say this. Let me end it with this. Sean Payton ain't coming here. I don't see any coach worth their salt coming here.
No.
You know what? I would just keep Hackett because you're stuck with him. I would keep him because there's nobody that will come here unless you.
Elway. That's not. Elway is put him in a bad situation. Don't let him even be a head coach to begin with, and then fire him and pay him to sit on his couch with all the other coaches they fired, all the other players they got rid of. Yeah.
All about Fangio.
Yeah. That's the Elway of doing things. And
This
Walton gets a clue.
This is worse than Fangio's. I mean, my God, dude, at least Fangio had the respect out of the locker room. These players are so privileged because of what sports talk radio has told them and Elway's told them that they just mutinying in that locker room. And we told you a few weeks ago that this locker room is divided right now. And it is. It's shown. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think this front office is divided. Now,
yes.
let me just say this. What did we hear from those turd polishers when they fired Fangio about how this new energized coaching young, how they were going to, the players were going to be on equal footing, if not, telling the coaches what to do, right?
Yeah, the players are going to run the team.
The players were going to run the team is what.
The inmates are going to run the asylum. You never do that. Never.
Yeah, exactly. The Bronco Asylum. Yeah, thank you. That's what we're going to call this video is the Denver Bronco Asylum, So yeah. So that's it's just gonna keep going downhill until that front office is cleared out and you get these clowns out of here, these players who think they've listened to too much sports talk, Kool-Aid drinking, and we get some people that want to roll up their sleeves and actually do some hard work.
I completely agree.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, to me, how Kansas City comes in. The chip on their shoulder. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see them lay a 60 burger on this defense because they could do it. They could do it if they really wanted to, but
they have player personnel to do it.
They have the player personnel to do it, but whether or not they're even motivated.
Kansas City, they've turned into the Denver Broncos where they actually value their offensive and defensive lines.
Correct. CBS did a whole thing on how the organization just absolutely is, line centric, inside out. The whole thing was about inside out and how the lines
Creed Humphrey
put on an equal level with Mahomes.
Creed Humphrey. I wanted Creed Humphrey.
No, you cannot have him. That's a bad draft. You got to have a Dulcich. That's what matters.
You do realize, Denver Broncos, that Creed Humphrey in his second year is a top 3 center in this league.
Yeah. No, you cannot have that. You just grab the quarterback and he'll raise the ships.
Yeah, we can't have a Chris Jones either.
No, what do you need an interior guy for?
Dude,
what the hell is push up the middle? What is that?
Oh, dude, I guarantee you Chris Jones is going to have like a DeForest Buckner game against this offensive line. That's how bad it's going to be.
Well, I would think the Kansas City Chiefs would be motivated after Simmons running his mouth in those weird videos about how the Broncos are disrespected and everything. I think it's just to make a point in your backyard, because I think it's in Denver, isn't it?
Yes, it's in Denver.
To do it in your own, in your guy's backyard. I would think. I would think.
That's why I think they flexed it out. That's why
the Kansas City Chiefs would have a bit of a grudge listening to that. But they hear it every year, and it's like, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I think it's hard to get motivated to really get it to pumped up to to really give the Broncos an ass whooping. I think it's almost like, well, let's do some experimenting. Let's be the Titans, and we'll become a pass happy team and work on our passing game. We'll be the Ravens and get our backup. I'll make him the most pass happy quarterback of all time. And Garoppolo, he's got under his belt. We'll run it and give him some reps out there. And so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see though how the Chiefs, how motivated they truly are.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's boring. Let's face it. It's boring to play you already know the outcome. Yeah, it's like, we'll win the game. So let's work on all our stuff we need to work on. This is a scrimmage team, really. This is our scrimmage game, our bye week, This is like season again, We're just doing a scrimmage out there. It's bad. It's really bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
Ugh.
That's it for me. So.
Yeah, it's God. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. Nothing else to say. All right, well, I'll let you go.
All right.
Take care, man. And
You.
yeah. Happy Chiefs game to you.
Woo.
Yeah, woohoo. Yeah. Maybe they'll make snow angels. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they'll make a snow angel of how great Justin Simmons is.
Oh yeah, well they made a career out of literally picking on the guy.
Yeah.
Most of their tight end stats there come from off of Justin Simmons. It's a joke.
That's the players.
What's that?
That's the players we have now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, all that talent we got. I said to that Ravens, I said, well, you're drinking the Kool-Aid too. I see. What talent? All right.
All right. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.